Hi, everyone. Welcome again to the Third and 10 podcast. Season 3, episode 26 is now live. I'm always your host, Nathan Nguyen, joined by my guy, Brian Germanaro. Happy Thursday. As we are recording this, we are 2 days away from the first game of Giants football. Now, granted, it's the preseason, but I could care less. Giants football is officially back from a competitive standpoint, and I'm all for it. Brian, good to see you. How you doing, man?
Twitter these past 2 days has just been on a roll with some great sports comments. Last week we had the Maction quote, and today I'd like to read one from Pale Atlantis on August 5th.
Okay,
Liking
let's hear it.
sports is great
Yes.
because you'll have a bad day, and then here comes your team to make it a lot worse. Never have I resonated with more of a statement than that one. Because there's so many times where you come home from school, it's like, man, I just had a bad day. I just want to sit, have a drink, and watch my team wins. And then your team persists to like lose 6-0 or just get blown out, and you're like, well, now I'm angry for a completely different reason now.
Let's see. I feel like that's gonna be a lot of us. Week 3 when the Chiefs play the Giants on Sunday Night
Week 3,
Football.
week 1, week 2, week 4. We got a hard schedule this
Oh
year.
yeah, yeah. But like for week 1 and week 2, we play we're in the early slate of games. I'm
Yeah,
talking
okay.
like
Okay.
on
I,
Sunday, like
I, I, get, I get what you're saying.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we could have a bad day on week 3 on whatever week 3 is, and then all of a sudden it's the Chiefs and the Giants on Sunday Night Football, and then it just turns into like the worst game for us, and people get
Hmm.
hurt and all those things, and we're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just all I'm asking for that day is that we're competitive. I
Hmm.
don't think we're gonna win.
Do it
I
like
hope we
the
do.
the Chiefs Jets game from a couple of years ago when they were on Sunday night and everyone thought they were gonna get blown out and it was a weirdly competitive game to like the fourth quarter.
That's what I want. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know you're talking about. That's what I want. Just stay competitive,
Just repeat
please.
that. Repeat that. Good.
Yes. If
Good.
you win, great. It's the home opener. So why not go ahead and go win, right? So great tweet. I love that. That's 2 banger tweets that you found. Or how you find these. Um but yeah, love it, love to hear it. For me, not much on my mind to start the day, although I went to watch the F1 movie finally on Monday. I didn't talk about Tuesday, so we had a
Yeah,
division
you mentioned it at the
previews.
end on Tuesday. Or you just mentioned it to me off air.
There you go, yeah. But went to watch it, really good. Definitely gonna see it again when it comes out on digital. Um, Brad Pitt's outstanding. The whole movie was great. Just seeing all the real drivers, be in the movie as well, just made it more authentic. Great stuff there. But yeah, not much on my mind today, man. I'm just looking forward to talking Giants football because on Saturday our boys will be taking on the Buffalo Bills for preseason game number uno. We'll talk about that in just a bit. We'll also talk about some news around the league, including, as you guys can see, from the YouTube title or the podcast title, if you're listening on Spotify, our Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast. Keenan Allen is back with the Los Angeles Chargers, so we'll break down that as well. And finally, the New York Mets continue to struggle, but unfortunately, we do talk about the Mets when they're good. We also have to talk about them when they're doing bad. And I don't look forward to asking you, my friend, about them, but we will discuss them as well towards the end of the show. But first, let's start on the positive note, right? Giants, Bills, Saturday. Um, Gonna be talking about guys that are either on the side because they're having a light practice today, but we didn't talk about their days in training camp since last Thursday. So let's talk about it. The one major news from this past week was Cam Scadaboo had a hamstring injury late last week and had a setback and was still had out of practice on Monday. And honestly, injuries, dude, they're kind of piling up low key.
Yeah, we got a lot of injuries these past couple of weeks here.
Dude, we're kind of dropping like flies. So we know about Andrew Thomas and Eric Gray with their respective injuries. They're on the pup list. Victor Demukije, he's on the active slash non-football injury list. Nothing too concerning. He's kind of obviously, if anything, he's like a special teams guy. But for Wednesday, yesterday, so Scadaboo, Slayton, Bew Collins, Chauncey Golston, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, Cordell Flott, Art Green, and Corey Black did not practice. And James Hudson and Jonathan Ward also walked out the field with trainers yesterday. And then Malik Neighbors also went into the sidelines early and did not return. So,
But Neighbors has had that all camp. He's got a toe injury, he had that shoulder injury that did it. So, like, am I concerned with Neighbors? Yes, because he is going to be the center point of our offense. But I'm also like, I've seen this so many times. I'm not ready to get up in arms about that just yet.
yes. And then in terms of today, as we're recording this, Neighbors is also on the side. And he wasn't spotted at all during practice. So it's safe to say he's not going to be doing anything at all today. And Scadaboo, Slayton are also guys that are currently on the side as we are recording this as well. So those guys will likely not make an appearance at all. But I think I just want to mention one takeaway, and I know you have a few takeaways as well, I'm sure. I'm kind of worried low key about if Neighbors, if knock on wood, this doesn't happen, but if he's not on the field for us at certain times or ruled out because of injuries or whatever the case may be, I'm kind of worried we can't move the ball because there was a practice on Monday. Yes, I believe it was Monday. When Malik wasn't on the field during like the final few periods because it was part of the process that the team has been following in terms of just managing. You talk about him being managed and whatnot and protecting him and getting him just as healthy as possible for week one. They didn't look great. So he left practice early, to be exact. My apologies, after landing on his shoulder on Monday. But Wilson and Dart had just both bad performances. Wilson was 13 of 20 with an interception. Jackson Dart was 9 of 15 with an interception. It was just a sloppy day for the offense and had a delay of game, several false starts, and Dabo was just pissed from what I read about.
Yeah, as he should be.
Yeah, as he should be. Yeah, no doubt about it. So I think with all this being said, I think it just worries me a little bit that the supporting cast may not produce because look, without Neighbors, right? You have Slayton, you have Robinson, you have Hyatt. Yes, Slayton wasn't on the field during practice as well, but still, you have Hyatt, you have Wendell Robinson, you have Zach Pascal, you have Gunnar Olszewski. He's a veteran who did make his presence known when he caught 8 catches on Monday, including 4 of them on the final drive of the afternoon. But still, man, it's like I get Malik Neighbors are number one and whatnot, but it just kind of worries me that if we have days like this when it's during the real games, it's not going to look pretty for our offense.
No, but that's the truth about kind of both Giants units on the offense, whether it be the skill positions or the offensive line. We saw it last year where Andrew Thomas went down. You took Thomas out and the offensive line clearly fell apart. The Giants supporting cast around Neighbors is good with a guy like Malik Neighbors. There's not like Wendell Robinson, we both like. We both sung highly praise on this show. Neither of us are going to be comfortable if he's wide receiver 1 on this team. He's a perfect wide receiver 2, interior slot guy. Same thing for Darius Slayton. He's a nice outside weapon, can, be that safety blanket. But there's no one outside of Neighbors that we're comfortable that can go up against the best cornerback on the other team and beat them. So, yeah, especially if this running game, if Cam Scadaboo's out for an extended period of time, if Singletary's age starts to show, if Tracy doesn't do what we expect him to do this year, then the Giants offense is going to have a really hard time moving the ball when, you kind of built this offense and designed it around, well, how do we give Malik Neighbors the football?
Kind of makes you, I don't want to sound like I'm overreacting this, but like kind of makes me wish like we kind of did get a better receiver number 2. Like Slayton's great. I love Slayton. I do.
Like a Jacoby Myers-esque receiver. Just like
yeah.
not flashy. He just consistent. He's going to have 6 catches a game, probably get you between 80 and 100 yards, maybe a touchdown, but He's just someone that the defense can't ignore. Like, you could ignore Darius Slayton and not have it hurt you. If you ignore someone like Neighbors, or even to a lesser extent Myers, who's probably like, Neighbors is top tier, but I would say Myers is your perfectly average receiver.
Yeah.
That guy beats you. It's a bad look.
Yeah, because if we had Myers, right, and let's say Neighbors misses time, during the regular season, I'm fine with Myers being the receiver number
Yeah.
one. I'm
He
perfectly
could
okay with
fill
it.
in for a short period of time as a wide
Yes.
receiver 1.
Yes. But like then it's like if Slayton's the number one and Wandale's 2, Hyatt's 3, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well,
Even
now
if
if
it
Rondale's
yeah.
1, it's a problem.
Yeah, still. And even if one of the guys, and we'll talk about this as well, the receiver battle that's going on for like that like last and final roster
Yeah.
receiving spot. Even if a Butte Collins or a Montrell Washington steps up and during the preseason and looks really good, who knows if that's going to transfer to the regular season and that they're going to produce.
It's
So
not wide receiver 1 numbers. I can tell you that right now, or anywhere
yeah,
close.
no,
It's
no
a
doubt about
guy
it.
that will have probably 50 catches the entire season.
Yeah, they're not Malik Neighbors, and it's hard. You can't replace them. So,
No.
look, I get it. It's only practice, and
It's
they're
August
managing him.
7th. Like,
Yeah.
but think about it, this is what training camp is. It's overreactions like this. It's, well, if this
Yes.
guy, it's kind of, you learn about what your roster is during these months. All right. You kind of
Mhm.
like like looking back on it, that fight during Joe Judge's last year in New
Yes.
York probably should have been our first warning sign that, hey, this season's not going to go very well, especially with how Joe Judge handled it.
Oh yeah. Oh, how did he handle it again? I do
He
apologize
made
for asking.
everybody run
That's what
sprints.
it was. Yeah, just like a high school
He
team.
treated it like a high school. It's like, okay, this isn't going to work out. These guys are adults.
Yeah.
Like,
He
yes,
tried to be different, didn't work out whatsoever.
he didn't try to be different. He tried to be a hard ass. And it just, the way he
Yeah, just
tried to
coaches don't do
copy
that.
Belichick, but took all the worst parts of the Patriots way away from it and just made whatever that was.
Yeah. And NFL coaches don't do that. They don't just force their players to go
No.
take laps like that.
No.
So that's also
There's
that's
a
also
difference between being like a strict play, like Mike Vrabel, I think, is the perfect example of what a no-nonsense, strict coach should be in the league. Like, Vrabel is no-nonsense, but he's not a jerk to his players.
not at all.
Like, he does have that relationship. He's not like that Bill Parcells. Like, Bill Parcells type coaches just don't work in the modern day like they used to.
Yeah. Well, I was watching a video of Vrabel the other day. He was like hyping up, or not hyping up, but he was telling Drake May, like, hey, go celebrate your teammates, man. Like, he was kind of shaking him about it, like, hey, look, how many points you guys scored last year? Not enough. So he was like, just go celebrate your teammates, man. So and that's the definition of like being strict, but also like, hey,
he has the balance. He's found the balance of, I'm gonna relate with these guys, but also at the same time, I'm demanding respect.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how Judge should
It's
have done it.
a hard thing to walk, and like it's a lot easier said than done. But like that, when you're just like a jerk, that doesn't work anymore.
No.
The stereotypical football coach, little overweight with a beard and bald, who's just screaming 24/7. That doesn't work in the NFL. Works in high school, might work in college. NFL,
not a professional level, because you're dealing with a bunch of grown adults who either have done it for a long period of time or are rookies, but yet they know how it works. So yeah, if you're trying to be hard ass like Judge was, you're not going to succeed as a coach in the NFL. But thankfully, we don't have that type of coach in Dable these days.
Dable's tried, because Dable does get emotional and yell on the sideline, but I would never describe him as like that jerk.
As like that Joe Judge type of character.
Yeah, I'm like, this is his passion coming out, and he's not yelling at you. He's yelling for you to get better and don't, repeat what he just did.
Yeah. Like, he may have been upset on Monday, but it's for valid reasons for sure. You can't have those mistakes, especially if you're trying to be a winning team.
He's not something he's going to hold against you,
Yeah, he's not going to hold that grudge or whatever the case may be. But that's my first takeaway of training camp from this past week. What about you, my friend? Is there any takeaways on your mind?
The depth chart release, and I think very interestingly that Cordell Flott and Deontay Banks got the quarterback 1 treatment of Indianapolis,
That's right.
where it's Cordell Flott or Deontay Banks. And the fact that Flott is injured kind of stinks for him, because clearly, whether it's Banks struggling or Flott succeeding, something's going on where Cordell Flott has, would you say, a 50-50 shot at being cornerback 2
Yeah.
against Washington?
Oh yeah.
I would say so at this point.
Yeah. Like Banks, even with the injury, that I think 'cause I mentioned earlier, Flott
Yeah.
was on the side. Like it's that doesn't obviously mean that Banks just immediately gets the CB2 job. And like shout out to Flott, man. I mean, he's been
Mm-hmm.
very good in
He's
camp, and
grinder. That's what guys like. They like guys that no matter where they're drafted, they're gonna go in and put the work in. And Deontay Banks, sorry, you just haven't done that yet. Flott's done it. So if Flott earns the opportunity, which I hope we see him on Saturday, and if not, if he can't go Saturday, I hope he's healthy for the next two preseason games. I hope he can put on the show and either A, light a fire under Deontay Banks so we see that talent we saw in 2023, right? That was the rookie year? 3?
correct. I
See that rookie talent
believe
we saw
yes.
that year, or just becomes the quarterback 2 and it could be a solid replacement.
Yeah, and I know we talked about this before. Like Flott statistically was better than Banks last year, and I
Yeah.
get it. Banks obviously had his struggles and has been improving at in camp, but still, Flott has maintained a hold on the CB2 spot. At some points, they've been taking turns, being opposite of Adebo on that first team defense. And I think last time I checked, Banks did have the advantage, but still, Flott's just nipping at the bud, like, hey, I'm still here. So even though he's on the side at practice, it's clear that Banks isn't still guaranteed the job. So I think our boy Dable doesn't say anything about who's playing on Saturday, but I do hope to see both Banks and
Banks
Flott
has to. The only way Banks
has to
can't play
play
on Saturday if he's hurt.
injury.
If
Yeah.
he's not playing, it's a bad message to him.
So as long as we see both of them, do you want to see a Debo? I think.
No,
Well, no, we're good. Yeah, we're going. Yeah, we're going to Debo's too. Yeah.
Because Debo's an established starter. I know he's going to be quarterback 1. He's done it in the league. He's earned that respect that you don't have to play him in preseason. Like, would I like to see him for a drive or two? Sure, I like to see Russell Wilson for a drive. I like to see Malik Neighbors for a drive. But I also know that they are way too important of players to risk injuries in a meaningless preseason game. Why do I keep saying playoffs?
I know. We're not there yet, buddy. I mean, if we are there, that makes me sad because that means football season's almost over. But thankfully, it is the preseason that actually begins up again today as we are recording this.
There's
3
night
games
football.
going on. Yeah, there's night football. Yeah, Bengals are playing.
Shout out to Kevin Wilson. He's I don't know if the article's up yet, but he's releasing a piece about where to watch every game this weekend.
Yes, gonna need it. Gonna need it because well, I mean, hang on.
I bet you could if you just put NFL Network on, they'll show you what you need.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
They'll just play it.
I might just get I need to get NFL Plus just to watch our boys.
That's
damn.
Yeah, because like we're on NFL Network on Saturday, but we're also on NBC4 if you live in New York.
I live in California, so I don't have NFL
That's
Network.
That's a problem for you, not for me. I can watch.
You're chilling.
I'm gonna be watching on a tablet in my car.
You're gonna be chilling. You're gonna be chilling. Well, obviously, be safe when you're driving and watching.
Well, I'm not driving. I'll be in the back.
By all means, enjoy yourself. But in terms of the depth chart, great that you mentioned that as well. I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, Colts Ravens on NFL Network at 7, and then Raiders Seahawks 10 p.m. on NFL Network. Just can't watch Eagles Bengals.
Why?
Because it's on NFL Network, so you can.
Oh, it's probably like the.
It's on their local channel. I bet you it's on whatever like NBC, CBS, or Fox is for Philadelphia. Yeah. CBS 5 or NBC 10. That's what it was.
One of the others. Yeah. Speaking of the Bengals, they're playing their starters more than they usually do. So Burrow's gonna be out there. Chase is gonna be out there.
I'm telling you, if Joe Burrow hurts himself,
oh my God,
Zach Taylor should be fired before the season starts. I do not care.
Everyone's gonna go.
If you're Bengals ownership and you see him get hurt or Jamar Chase gets hurt, you just fire him right then and there. Be like, that was the dumbest move of all time. What we talked about this on Tuesday on Belly Up Fantasy. We can go watch after this. It's such a high risk for at best medium return. Like okay, maybe they're a little bit league more ready than they would be if they didn't play, but how much are they really going to be more ready?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with playing your starters. It's the fact that you said they're gonna play more than usual, and we're expecting like 3 or 4 drives from them. That's the concerning part for me because I'm like, dude,
Joe
these
Burrow's going to
guys
play
have
like a preseason half. Joe
yeah
Burrow should not be
doesn't
playing
need
in a
that.
preseason.
This is a time for like the other guys who are probably not gonna make the roster to play quarterback. I don't can think of their backups or Desmond Ritter, right?
I'm
Is it
like
Ritter?
pulling up their like roster right now. This is going to be,
I think
and the worst part is the Bengals are going to have a fun backup that you just want to watch.
I think
Jake
it's
Brown,
Desmond
Desmond
Ritter.
Ritter is the quarterback
There
3
you go.
right
I knew that.
there.
I know.
I
See,
much rather watch Desmond Ritter.
yeah, let him play because he's
Jake Browning. That guy's got a funny name.
yeah, former Washington product. Like I don't
There
mind
you
seeing him
go.
either. Hey, so just play those guys, Cincinnati. Okay, like yes, is it fun for your fans to see them? Great, but I can guarantee you, ask most of those fans or all those fans, most of them are gonna say, yeah, I want to
All of
see
them are going to
Burrow,
say.
but
The
like
only
I'll
person
wait
that's
till
not
week
going to
one.
say that is like a 6-year-old that wants to go to a cheap Bengals game and see Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's the only kid, and he doesn't know any better. But like the average adult
Exactly, because he
fan, they're like,
doesn't get how preseason football works.
exactly. Meanwhile, a screaming adult's like, "No, don't play him. We need him for week 1 against Cleveland." So look, fingers crossed, Cincinnati stays healthy. In this first preseason game against the Eagles, who are indeed, I think, resting their starter as well. Unless I missed something there. But
I would
yeah,
be shocked if any of their starters played.
Hurts isn't playing yet. It's going to be a mix of Kyle McCord, Dorian Thompson Robinson, and then Tanner McKee at quarterback. So that'll be fun to watch at least. I'm
What's on
looking
my
forward to
boy
seeing
Ian
McCord.
Book?
Oh yeah, huh? He's a free agent, no?
Yeah, so because he got a ring from them because he was on the practice squad or whatever.
Oh my, that's it. Do
Pains
practice
me.
squad? Do
Pains
practice?
me.
I know. Do practice squad players deserve rings though?
Well, they practice with the team. They're still part of the team.
Yeah, but it's like the
But the
definition. That's
locker room attendants get rings.
yeah, but to me that's like similar to like the
The traveling
like the
secretary's assistant gets a ring. Everyone gets a ring when you win, and
yeah.
I'm fine giving the practice squad players rings.
Yeah. But I think it shouldn't get right. So like it's like the equivalent of like the 13th, 14th, and 15th man on the NBA roster. Like you get a ring, right, which is great.
Yeah,
But like
they're on the
no one,
roster.
and yes, like you were on the championship roster, but like I don't want to hear you saying, "Oh, I'm a champion." Yeah, but you didn't really do anything.
Well, that's kind of why
you
the
kind of
ring
catch my
argument
drift.
isn't the end all be all in sports. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady won 7 rings, and that's great. That's a great achievement. But like, Jimmy Garoppolo's won 3. We're really gonna put Jimmy Garoppolo over someone like Dan Marino?
Yeah, it just really depends on what you do. Like
Yes. The
if you're
rings on their own do not equal a good quarterback. They need context behind them. Like,
yeah,
yes, Brady won 7 rings as a starting quarterback.
and he did at a high level. He's a GOAT, Hall of Famer, all those things.
Yes. Yeah, that wasn't a knock on Brady. That was more just saying how rings can be inflated.
Yeah.
They're not like, you can't just say, "Oh, Brady's got 7 rings. He's the GOAT." It's like, well, Jimmy Garoppolo has 3 of them. Like, what
Yeah,
are you?
is Jimmy G better than Eli Manning? No, of course not.
Yeah.
Eli won 2 Super Bowls, but he put up great performances and was a starter doing so compared to Jimmy G. He didn't do much when he did win the rings. So, don't know how the heck we got to that topic. Anyways,
I don't know. Who knows how we get to anything? Who knows how we get to any topic on this
I
show?
know, right? Seriously, we have a set list, and all of a sudden we'll talk about like pigs and hot dogs and dog Adam. So yeah, we're just random sometimes. But in terms of the depth chart, sometimes what you see in practice is not what you, or how do I say this? Some depth chart decisions are the complete opposite of what you expect to see on the depth chart. Does that make sense? Sure.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Well, but anyways, for most of the practices that we've seen so far in camp, and of course in mini camp and all those things, OTAs, we've seen Jackson Dart take more of the second team snaps. But apparently, Jameis Winston was listed as the QB2 at this point in time.
Well, yeah.
With Dart being QB3. I mean, I was a little shocked a little bit because I'm like, look, I get it. No,
because it's one of those things where like we both don't expect Jackson Dart to start before December, and the reason why Jameis Winston is here is just because God forbid Russell Wilson gets hurt in week 1 or 2, we're not rushing Dart. We can still allow him to develop and sit on the bench. So I always expected Jameis Winston to be the quarterback too, regardless of where he was playing in practice.
So do you feel like us seeing Dart with a second team more is just for him to?
It's more of a development thing for him, yes.
Because
Because
you know
we know what Jameis is. We don't know what Dart is.
Gotcha. So it's more for just for Dart's benefit to work with like the guys that are
More close. Because what does working with the third and fourth team do for Jackson Dart? All those
absolutely
guys are going to
nothing.
get cut anyway. So might as
True.
well put them with the second teamers that actually could be decent NFL players.
Good point. Good point. Plus, he'll be working with the second team as well this Saturday when he does play. So makes sense there. So that was let's call that a little another overreaction on my part. I have two of them today. That and then the neighbor situation was what I was kind of overreacting to earlier. In terms of other takeaways, Marcus Bowe listed as the second team right tackle and third team left tackle.
We're gonna see him this year start, I think.
We are, yeah. If anything at right tackle, because with everyone on left and the left tackle position being healthy, it's gonna be Thomas, James Hudson, and Zudu, so that would drop Bowe to 4 in the tackle position. But right tackle, hey, if Luminor misses a game or two or struggles, throw Bowe in there and see what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been doing pretty good as of late in practice as well. So props to the young man. Right guard, another position to watch as well. Evan Neal, though he has looked good at times, he has his struggles as well at right guard, which makes sense. That's not his natural position. But that will be a battle to continue to watch here. He was on the side to start practice with the trainer. We hope to see him on Saturday, and him and right now Van Roen is listed as the right guard 1, so no surprise there. But if Neal maybe shines in preseason, who knows what we can get from him. 1 or 2 more takeaways from my part, and I'm sure you have a few others as well, unless I just read everything.
You pretty much nailed them.
Yeah, I just read everything off your list. Thibodeau was listed at DE, defensive end, instead of outside linebacker. Not that I'm shocked, but last year we saw him as the outside linebackers as edge, but him being a defensive end now just solidifies we're gonna have Tibbs, we're gonna have Lawrence out there, we're gonna have Burns out there, and we're gonna have Carter out there on the outside. So that was good interesting to see, but it kind of just made sense. Oh, okay, so we're really gonna have all 3 of those guys in the field, and why not? Have all 3 of Tibbs, Burns, and Carter out there as much as possible. Seriously, that's gonna be a lethal pass rush, and we always talk about that. But I do want to mention one small negative, and that was Darius Alexander, listed as the defensive tackle 3. So Dexter Lawrence is a nose tackle, for those who don't know. And Elijah Chapman is going to be the backup behind Lawrence. But in terms of defensive tackle, that's the Nunes Roches of the world. That's the what's the other? Oh, I can't think of the other defensive tackle.
Nachos.
No, yeah, Nachos is Nunes Roches.
Yeah.
But what's the other one? Oh no, that's terrible. Nate. 1 second here.
I got it.
You got it. Who's the second one?
Nunes. ESPN has it as Roy Robertson Harrison.
That's what it was.
DJ Davidson. Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, thank you. So yeah, Robertson Harris was the second defensive tackle. So look, we drafted Alexander in the 3rd round. We have a lot of excitement about him when we drafted him. But so far he's had a slow start in camp. He was rehabbing earlier in the offseason because of an undisclosed injury. And then when we did see him,
probably what's setting him back. Yeah. I think even when we drafted him, we all kind of figured, this is a good player, but this is more of a 2 or 3 year down the road type impact. Not someone from day one it's going to make an impact.
Yeah, when he's healthy and acclimated to the NFL game, he's gonna be great with Dexter Lawrence. But
he's someone that I can see November and December kind of waking up and popping off. But I'm not expecting to have a 5 tackle game against the Chiefs on week 3.
It just in terms of starting this season, I'm just it just sucks to see because it's damn, if Robertson Harris and Nunes Roches Nunes Roches is fine, but Roy Robertson Harris, no offense to him, but if Alexander is behind him, that's kind of a little concerning.
Because Alexander, like Roach is at best is a role player in this league. Alexander can become a solid
Mm-hmm.
D2 and kind of replace that void we've been trying to fill since we trade Leonard Williams away.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, he is healthy and can play on Saturday. We'd love to see him on the field as well. So since we have the same takeaways, let's dive into the preseason just a little bit, my friend.
Mhm.
Are there some things that you want to see on Saturday by chance?
I want to see
Um,
Jackson Dart. I want to see Jackson Dart control
yeah.
an offense. That's. I think that's kind of what the big thing every Giants fan wants to see. They want to see what Jackson Dart looks like, what progress has he made in terms of reading defensives, the snap count, stuff like that. I just want to see. I don't want him to light the world on fire. I just want to see a capable quarterback with confidence, maybe a little bit of that fire we saw at Ole Miss. That's all I want to see.
All right. For me, a few things I actually want to see. I'm like super extra today, but I'm excited to see the boys on Saturday. So I was looking through
Mm-hmm.
the depth chart. I was looking through like the news and a few guys I want to see shine out. So one of them is Nick Jones.
Yep.
He's a player to watch. He's made plays all of camp, and he's a young corner drafted by the Chiefs actually not too long ago. He was drafted in the 7th round, I believe, a couple of years ago, 250th overall. He is currently second on the depth chart at nickelback behind Drew Phillips, who I'm also very excited to go watch. That guy was so good for us last year as a rookie, and I expect him to do great things as well this year as well. But Nick Jones, I got to watch. He's been outstanding on defense, and if he could continue that play against opposing teams this preseason, I think he's definitely going to make the roster, no doubt
Mm-hmm.
about it. You mentioned Dart. I'm not going to go too much into that because I'm not going to just repeat what
Yeah.
you said. But the receiver battle is also one to watch as well.
Yes, I
Montrell
was gonna.
Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's a
That's my
good
guy
one.
right now.
Yeah, Montrell Washington has been great. And 26-year-old from a Samford, for those of you who don't know, also played with the Chiefs in 23 and was drafted by the Broncos in 22 in the 5th round. Has been mainly a kick/punt returner with Denver or just a practice squad guy with the Chiefs, but
Mm-hmm.
he's been just dominating during
Yeah.
training camp.
Well,
Whether
that
it's
kick
through
slash punt thing, like we talk about how the battle was between kind of Bo Collins and Washington. If
correct,
he's a kick punt guy, that could spell doom for Roshetsky if Collins plays well. Because
yeah,
we can keep Washington, because let's be honest, we can all say that Gunner has potential at receiver. He's nothing more than a kick returner at his point.
yeah.
So, man, we can keep Washington. He could be the kick returner and give us some upside in the passing while also keeping this young potential game changer in Collins. Yeah, we might try to do that and just cut the veteran.
Plus, you talk about Washington, adding value with the obviously with being a kick and punt returner, but also you know with his receiving ability, him and Jackson Dart they develop a chemistry,
Yeah.
and you kind of want to help bring keep that chemistry together. So why
Make it
not
as
keep
easy as
Washington?
possible for Dart to take
Yes,
that next step.
when he does play, it's like, yeah, we have neighbors in Slayton and Robinson, but like, hey, your boy Montrell Washington's here too, and you guys had a connection during camp, so why not keep him on the roster for Dart's
Mm-hmm.
benefit? Yeah, I think he had a
Yeah.
one-handed catch on I forgot what day it was, but it was like a nice one-handed
Mm-hmm.
backside catch
Yeah.
Washington made. He was
Well,
outstanding.
like that idea is why I think Darius Slayton was so important all those years for Daniel Jones. Is
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason they had some chemistry together and it just worked. You could talk about all the struggles he had, the dropping the footballs. For whatever reason, Daniel Jones felt comfortable going to Darius Slayton. It could just be the same thing with Washington and Dart at this point. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Washington is going to get a 3-year deal and become an established wide receiver
No
like
doubt.
Slayton did. But for that rookie year, that transitioning, having that safety blanket that you feel comfortable with will make a world of difference. Especially a guy like Washington, who, let's be honest, defenses will forget. All right, they'll be
Yeah,
busy with
let's be honest.
Babers and the speedster of Robinson, and you can do a nice little out route with Washington and get 5 yards.
Like easy 5 yards, man. So, of course, he has to make the roster first, and that's why I'm interested to see how the receiver battle goes. Because you talk about Butte Collins, who is also sitting out at practice today, but he's been great when he's healthy. Of course, playing with the first team and doing this thing there. So hopefully he does play Saturday. But him versus Dalen Cambry, who had this impressed at times in camp so far as well. Amir Smith Marset, Juice Wells, who was part of the Ole Miss team with Jackson Dart, and Lil Jordan Humphrey are just guys to watch because we know about Neighbors, we know about Slayton, we know about Robinson, we know about Hyatt. Heck, I
That's the big four
guess
right there. That's the top four.
that's the big four.
The only guy out of those, could we both agree that the only player we would want to see play of those four would be Hyatt?
Yeah, Hyatt, just to get his confidence back up. That
yeah,
hey,
exactly.
can do it. Yeah,
Even like
everyone
Wandale
else
could
no.
take a series, but like if Wandale wants to sit out the preseason, I have enough confidence in him to like, yeah, all right, that's fine.
He's fine. Yeah, he caught a lot of balls for us last year. Now, not for many yards, but hey, that's more play calling and.
Did you see the quarterbacks he had to work with?
Yeah, so I'm fine with him sitting out. Neighbors, oh please, you can, dude. I don't care what you
Neighbors
do.
could be in a different country for like as long as he's not in like one of those war areas, I'm fine. You know, if I get a tweet and he's in Ukraine, I got issues for.
I'll be concerned a little bit.
Get out of there.
But look,
what are you doing?
If he's in street clothes or team gear on Saturday, I'm perfectly okay with that. Same with Slayton as well. Don't expect much from like you mentioned. In general, those three guys, set them aside. Don't do anything. I'm cool. But Hyatt, I want to see
sign autographs from the fans.
Yeah, make them happy. Yeah, make them happy. But play Hyatt, play all those other guys I just mentioned as well. See what you got. Yeah, I'm cool with it. But Montrell Washington's got to watch for sure. I'm excited to see him. And then finally, Darius Muasu. He's a guy that we don't talk about that much, or if at all, on this podcast. But look, he's obviously he's an inside linebacker, and we're kind of set there with Okereke and McFadden. But honestly,
I love this kid.
He's gonna play. He's gonna play. Yeah, even Dable says he's gonna play. He's earned the support of the coaching staff. He's earned playing time because of his performance. Even Dable said it too. He puts him in the same category as Drew Phillips, where they've grown into their roles, and whether it's production on the field, communication with the guys, not making a lot of mistakes when they're out there. Like, he's done an incredible job impressing, doing on the field.
But think about it. He's playing for a potential starter job because McFadden's contract's up at the end of this season.
That's true.
And, McFadden has been a good player for us, but I think we could both agree he's left something to be desired since 2023, since all that. If, Masu can show that I could be a, established player, then he can be like, all right, we'll let McFadden walk, get this cheap guy and Darius, put him as linebacker too, because he's proven he can do it, and then move that money somewhere else. That's just smart roster construction at that point.
Yeah. And like when McFadden was by himself without Okereke, he was just this, average.
Yeah,
so
he couldn't take that next step.
Then
so
you bring in
how good's McFadden and how much is he, living off of play next to Bobby Okereke.
Okereke. And even if if Muasu is going to be the guy next year when McFadden leaves, and he's playing as well as he is, or doing as well as he is right now, and does well this season, like maybe playing with Okereke even raises the game to a different level.
Yeah.
And he's even more solid. And
McFadden was also a 5th round pick. Like, I know Muasu was a 6th, but like they're right there.
They're late rounds. They're late round guys.
And a big thing about him, great run blocker at UCLA. I think he had like a 70 Pro Football Focus when it comes to run defense.
Oh, true.
So like,
I heard that too. Yeah.
I know like we've been like trying to improve the run defense in other ways, and I think having Dexter Lawrence alone is a big reason for that. But if we can have someone like that as our inside linebacker too, that goes a long way.
Make us even feel even more better. Yeah. And if I might have heard as well, Muasu is going to be in the mic. So we obviously run a 3-4. So that means we only have a Sam and a Will, but there's time we will maybe run a 4-3 package, and Muasu will step in as the mic. So that'll be interesting to see.
That's still one of the greatest videos of all time. It's John. Remember John Calasis, that linebacker we used to have all those years ago?
Beeson, right?
Not Beeson. No, start with a C. Forgot. Oh my God, what was his name? Okay. Anyway, regardless, we were in Dallas, and Tony Romo points him out like, "You're the mic," and you can pick it up on the Fox broadcast because he's that fuck.
Casillas. Casillas. Yeah. That was the I know you're talking about. Casillas. That was his name, right? Casillas?
Yeah, I forgot what his name was. I forgot what
Jonathan
it was.
Casillas.
Yes, Jonathan Casillas. That's what it was.
I'm not the mic.
I'm not the mic.
One of the best mic'd up moments about Giants history. I remember that clearly.
I like it was a complete accident because it's Romo's mic they're picking up and yelling at him.
Yeah. No, you talk about Mwasu, by the way. When he was drafted, his scouting report was like, yeah, he's gonna be nothing more than like a kick
Special
coverage
teams guy,
specialist,
yeah.
special teams guy. But he had like the team's only pick in the first 12 games, and
Yeah.
he started the last 5 games of the season because Okereke had that season-ending injury. So like
this is a guy we were both high on too, because I remember us doing mock drafts and we always would nail him in like the 6th or 7th round. Was always getting him to put him as that defensive that run blocker.
And he was like, even though we were like, oh yeah, we're set at inside linebacker, but hey, adding depth to the position, and he's a guy that, funny enough, was who they drafted, so they didn't listen to us in regards to that. But he's intellectual. He's watching film for hours, according to Dable.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
this is a guy that's in here. We have guys that are going in there and grinding and just want to leave it all on the field. Those are guys that resonate with fan bases, like especially as vital as New York, where they will get on you quickly. Seeing stuff like that will make him a fan favorite.
Yeah, it shows that you care. And look, all these guys in the NFL, look,
you care as much as we care. That's what a big thing about New York is we want our players to care as much as we do. We're living and dying. We want the players to feel the same way we are.
Exactly, because we care about our, it's us Giants fans. We care about our team, and we want to see success. And yes, we had a taste of it in 2022. But we've had 2 bad seasons.
That was a false. That's like going to a fancy restaurant, like, man, this is a great steak, and then you had food poisoning.
I know we talked about it before, but do you kind of wish we didn't make the postseason that year?
100%.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna lie. Now, granted, I don't know if missing it would have led to the firing of Dable and Shane.
No, because I don't think it wouldn't have done that, because everything would have been different. Daniel Jones would have been re-signed. So that's complete. True. So we would have gotten a quarterback a lot earlier. Maybe we're a little bit more aggressive in trading up for like Jaden Daniels or Drake May, because I'm trying to remember. So who was in that draft class 2023? That was Bryce Young and Stroud.
Yes, that is correct.
So apparently, I mean, for what it said, apparently Shane and Dable both love CJ Stroud. So maybe we go up and get him, and we have CJ Stroud as our quarterback.
Yeah. So it could look completely different.
It's different because Shane and Dable are allowed to rebuild the roster and aren't immediately trying to get back to the playoffs. The whole tone is different with them. And Giants fans aren't demanding them go back to the playoffs, because when they were originally brought in, it was strip this roster down and rebuild it the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, I lost my train of thought. Well, what I lost, I literally had it in my head, and I just completely lost it. You know what? You made that was the last point for the Giants. I'm not gonna say more because I completely lost what I was thinking of. But yeah, looking forward to seeing our boys on Saturday. I really am. And hopefully we escape healthy, of course. And
that's a big thing. No injuries.
Yeah, please, just for the love of Pete. Which there we go. Talking about now it just came back to mind. Yeah. Look, it was fun to see our boys in the postseason that year. It was. For us to beat the Vikings in the wild card round, yes, that was fun to watch too. But like seeing us compete against seeing us play against Philadelphia, to me that was like, you know what? Yeah, we shouldn't have been here in the first place, because Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly. It was the Minnesota win was fun, and it will always be fun. But just going to Philadelphia and just watching what happened, like I could use a world without that in my life.
No doubt about it. But just that wild card game, seeing Xavier McKinney make that tackle on 4th down and pushing Hawkinson out of or wrapping him up and pushing him out of bounds. That's just good memories, man, of us just celebrating as a Giants fan. That was a good moment to have, and hopefully we can see those good moments sooner rather than later around here. So.
Yep.
But that is our Giants segment. That's only our first of 3 segments on this show, and we're already 40 minutes in. So, but we love our boys. The rest will
be quicker.
Yeah, we love our boys. We love talking about them, and it's only the same's gonna happen when the regular season comes around too. So, alrighty. Any more Giants points, my friend, before we move on?
No. Let's move on. Let's give people something else.
Let's go second down, baby. Let's go around the league. Keenan Allen back with the Chargers, man. He agreed on a 1 year worth $8.52 million deal to come back home. As we all know, he spent the first 11 seasons of his NFL career with the Chargers, and he was there when they were in San Diego before they moved to LA, and then he was traded to the Bears for the 2024 season. That involved the draft pick that, funny enough, ended up being Ladd McConkey.
Ironic.
Allen 6-time. Hey, how everything comes full circle.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe it. But Keenan Allen, 6-time Pro Bowler, second in franchise history for both receptions and receiving yards. I don't know how far he is from the first place spot in both categories, but maybe he can pass it. Who knows? But he still got it, man. 70 catches for 744 yards and 7 touchdowns last year with the Bears.
You want receiving, right?
Yes, receptions and receiving yards, please.
Yep. All right, I'm on it. Keep going.
All right. And so now the receiving core looks like this. You have McConkey, you have Quentin Johnston, you have Keenan Allen as your top 3. And then whatever you can get from Lambert, Smith, and Trey Harris, that's a good receiving core right there. So Justin Herbert, he went from having no weapons for this from last year, or to having one clear weapon for this year in McConkey, to now having three. Oh, I guess Johnston was good at some points last year, but now you have 3 solid developed guys. What's it? Mike Williams. Yeah, Mike Williams was signed earlier this offseason, but then he retired, so that was interesting in itself.
Just quickly, Keenan Allen is 51 receptions away from jumping Antonio Gates and about, just say, 1,000 yards.
Oh, he's passing that. We're good. Either this season or next season.
I was going to say, I don't know about receptions this season. Yes, the yards could take another year.
Yeah, but he's gonna pass him for sure as long as he's healthy and stays with the team. Yeah, I'm chilling. But yeah, good signing. And thoughts on the signing of?
I like it. I like it a lot because Ladd McConkey was kind of the only reliable receiver they had in that room. And granted, the Chargers are going to be a very run-heavy team this year with Hampton and Harris out there. But this is a guy that Justin Herbert has a lot of chemistry with, a lot of experience. He could play that role as that safety blanket that we've been hinting at this entire time. We're talking about the guys like Darius Slayton and Washington. He will be the safety blanket for Herbert this entire year. The only what this does fantasy-wise is it elevates Herbert's stock and kind of hurts McConkey because
a little bit,
because they're going to be such a run-heavy team, and his ceiling was already capped with how many targets he was going to get. Now that number is smaller because of Allen being there.
Allen, yeah. And who knows if Allen will bounce back to what he was as a receiver number 1 when he's with the chart the first time. So it's just, it's something to watch for, is McConkey's value for sure. No doubt about it. But man, McConkey was fantastic last year. He was just getting peppered with targets. He was just catching most of them. But yeah, good receiving core the Chargers have, no doubt about it. And I'm excited to see what Lambert, Smith, and Trey Harris can do the rest of this preseason for the Chargers, because if they're on the roster, whatever you can get from them is an extra bonus for this receiving core. But yeah, Chargers, they got some weapons now. So Justin Herbert might have a good top 10 season. Who knows? Yeah. It's just that postseason that just haunts him because he was trash last year. But anyways, Shedeur Sanders, my boy, starting for the Browns on Friday. Kevin Stefanski announced he will be doing so against the Panthers, and will be followed by Tyler Huntley. So that means Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Joe Flacco are not playing. The former 2 are because of a hamstring injury, and the latter is because of experience. There's no need to put Joe Flacco's old.
You really want to put the 41-year-old Joe Flacco into a game?
We're good. Now I think we need to, for sure. And that's what the Browns' way of thinking was. But as we all know, Shedeur Sanders hasn't got the most reps with the team starters so far at camp. But when he's been on the field, he's been doing a good job. This week, he's been working with the first team, which is cool, good to see. So expectations, what do you expect to see from Shedeur Sanders' first NFL start?
I expect Shedeur Sanders to look average. All right. This is a big test for Shedeur Sanders because he's had a lot of stuff been out about him. Fell in the draft, kind of looks like had a lot of bad interview process on all that, and kind of lost. If you were Shedeur Sanders hater, you hated him. If you're Shedeur Sanders love him, you still love him. That middle, I think, has fallen more towards like the out on Shedeur Sanders. This is his chance to remind everyone, hey, I was a good quarterback at Colorado, right? I might not be ready to go week 1 like we all thought I was, but there's still upside for me. I can still be a positive NFL quarterback. I can get up from quarterback number 4 in the depth chart and climb it if he has a good preseason game today on whatever day they're playing.
Yes, sir, on Friday, and I hope so too. I really do. I love him, and I know he's not a giant. And he fell in the draft a lot, and sure, it may have been for some, for the wrong reasons. But look, at the same time, hey, look, go prove him wrong, my guy. Seriously. And he'll be working with mostly with the second and third teamers during this game, as Cleveland announced they're not going to play most of their starters. So he'll be working with guys that he's been working with all training camp long. So we talk about
that helps him. That puts him in a great shout out to we give the Browns a lot of garbage, with rightfully so, but the fact that they're putting Shedeur Sanders in as good of a spot you could for his first NFL preseason game, I tip my cap to that.
Me too, as well.
You're doing good by a rookie quarterback, which you really do not have the track record of doing.
Yeah, last quarter, they're still. I think they're still cursed from the mistreatment of Baker Mayfield. There's no doubt about it.
They were cursed before Baker Mayfield. That just made it worse.
Oh yeah, the football gods were like, "Wow!" So the one little break we gave
threw you a bone, and you decided to throw the bone in the river like that cameraman.
Wait, what?
The cameraman that fell off the
Oh, yes. There we go. I remember that when they were revealing the new helmets. Yeah. Still funny. I remember you brought it up a few episodes ago, that incident. So, hey, we'll see what he does on Friday. I'm excited to see what he can do, man. Hopefully he shines out. And look, he's gonna have the whole first half to do so. I think he's not playing until second half. So yeah, we'll go from there.
Let's see what he's got.
Yes, sir. And then last point.
You know what? Time to prove that I was wrong. That's simple.
Yeah. That's all there is to it. And last point. NFL players can bring their own smelling salts now. We were going to talk about the NFL banning smelling salts for no dang reason. Yes, but I guess they went back on it and were like, "Oh, we're sorry. You guys can bring your own. Just the team can't provide them."
This is just the NFL being bullied, and we got to backtrack somehow.
Yeah, like we can't completely forget ignore the rule, but
we can't say no because we're gonna look like we'll look like people that flip flop on issues. So we'll just come up with this nice compromise instead.
Yeah, there we go. So it was just the NFL trying to save themselves. So
how do we continue to look good? Got it.
There we go. George Kittle at least isn't going to retire because of it, because he was like, "Yeah, I was considering retirement." I'm not sure how much he was joking about it, but I'm pretty sure he was. But I mean, look, hey, these smelling salts, if they help the players, and
they get that adrenaline rush. Hockey guys use it all the time before they go out on their shifts.
I think Baker Mayfield, we should keep those away from him. He gets a little too crazy when he takes them.
I think there's a few players we should keep them away from. Like Cam Scatterville. Maybe he doesn't.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He might kill somebody.
I think it's a good thing the team's not providing them. Well, then again, even if he's bringing his own, we should be like, hey, maybe no. You're good, man. We don't need you taking any of these. You're energized as it is.
Like the Energizer Bunny just plowing through people.
Yeah. God, Scatterville, just please get healthy again, dude. You better be on that. We need you on that field, man. I want to see you wreck or just hit people. And hey, Cincinnati, see, the right way to do it to play your starting quarterback is like what the Chiefs are doing. It was announced that Patrick Mahomes will be playing the first quarter for the Chiefs when they play on Saturday against the Cardinals.
That makes sense from the point that the Chiefs wide receiver room is such a disaster that you kind of want Mahomes to develop some chemistry with other players.
Yeah, but see, that's the smart thing is you play him, and you in the first quarter you're probably going to get maybe 2 drives max, unless the opposing team just completely sucks. It doesn't move the ball on offense. So that's how you do it. The bank was not be like, we're going to play these guys more than usual. We don't know what that means. Are you going to play him the whole half? You going to play Burrow the whole half? You going to play Chase? I don't know. You're not telling us anything other than they're going to play more than usual. So, but yeah, otherwise that is all we got for the NFL. And of course, Madden 26 comes out today. So once this episode wraps up, I will be taking my butt to my PS5, which is actually right here. So I don't know why I even was saying that, but
so you're going to move over.
Just move a little bit. This is my Giant Steam controller. I've had this for quite some time. It cost me about 100 something bucks. Do I
Very
regret
nice.
it? Just a little bit, but it's Giants colors, so I don't regret it at all. So, all right, that'll do it for football. Honestly, wish we couldn't talk. We don't talk Mets today because
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough right now, and it was even rougher in the ballpark yesterday, which I was. Imagine being no hit for 8 innings, 8 1/3 innings. Like literally, it was when Soto hit that home run. It wasn't we were celebrating the home run. It was like thank God we're not going to just sit here and be embarrassed. This Mets team, I described it like this a few weeks ago when they first started struggling. They just feel like they're stuck in neutral. Like they just can't get out of their own way. There's something off about this. There's no fire. There's no like, we're down, but we're gonna rally and get it back. They just there's something missing, that competitive edge. Because this is a good baseball team,
It
all right?
is. Yeah.
No matter what way you want to slice it, when you have a lineup that consists of Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, and Juan Soto, that should win you baseball games, all right? And it could be something stupid. Like the Mets' hard hit rate is third best in the major leagues. Their batting average, one of the worst. Like you would think they make such good quality contact, it's just always at somebody. So it's a mix of bad luck. It's a mix of this team just not, you know, I don't know what they're missing. Like they need someone to flip a table or something. There's no spark. There's no energy. Like they'll rattle off a few wins and then they'll win. They're always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. They'll go on the 7-game winning streak and then go 2-8. It's just like, what is this team? That's why I said on Tuesday quickly, I want to see consistency. I want a 14-6 stretch over the next 20 games. I want this team to just start winning consistently, win those series. And we're at the point where it's like, I don't know what we can do to get back that. Like, yeah, I don't want to see the skies falling yet and we're going to miss the playoffs because no, there's still plenty of time. It's only August 7th. We got 2 months of baseball left. They could easily catch fire, get hot, and we look silly talking about this. But just right now, there's just something missing with this team, and it's hard to watch. It's hard to. Thank God they got the off day today.
Yeah, and this may be the reset they need because since June 13th, the Mets are 18-28, and
Yeah.
of course, during this span, they've had that 7-game winning streak, like you mentioned, but like it just
But
this
like
seems
it's this tale of two teams because like before that they were the best team in baseball, and since
hmm
that like they've almost now played as much bad baseball as they had good baseball. So it's like, what is this team? Yes, injuries are part of it. Losing guys like Mania for the whole season, Senga getting hurt for that extended period of time. We haven't really seen guy like Griffin Canning being out. I know Canning was lighting the world on fire, but just having him in there would help. You're at a point right now where it's just like, what is this team and what do we need to do to get guys going? Like, what do we need to do to get Francisco Lindor hot again, even though he had a really good homestand? Soto, hopefully that home run can get him hot again. Pete Alonso is not hit like he once did. So it's just like, it's the perfect storm of everybody struggle. Everyone's in a prolonged struggle at the same time. And it feels like nobody's ready to take that next step and be like, no, I'm going to be the leader. We're done with this. Let's go.
Yeah, I think the pitching is also, and I get it. You guys want to got some outstanding relievers, and
Yeah. No,
I'm
we're
very
missing a
happy.
starter. We're missing that like impact starter, which is why everyone's calling for guys like McClain and Sprout to get called up because
Mm.
just maybe that rookie will be enough to sharpen the team.
Yeah, starters have averaged 4.7 innings per start. That is not
Yeah, not
even
good.
that's not
And
even what.
everyone likes to get on Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes is a fine fifth starter right now. Like, look at his stats. He's a fine fifth starter. The problem is when no one else is, we don't have that like ace or something, then the problems of Holmes gets, exacerbated.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, we should give him some leeway, and this is his first year as a starter, so it's like,
Right, but like
ev-
fans are saying that like we should be a World Series team, and if we're a World Series team, you can't have a guy like Clay Holmes pitching such meaningful games. It's like, well, he's only pitching like that because of injuries and other things.
yeah, if it wasn't for injuries, he wouldn't
Yeah,
be in the situation.
like if we could go in for the rest, like if we could call up one of the prospects, and let's just whatever happens 2025 happens. If we go into 2026 and Clay Holmes is our fifth starter, I'm very comfortable with that. If we have Senga, Minaya, a prospect, and another free agent. Like, I'm not asking you to go out and get an ace, but I want a Chris Bassett type pitcher who went out there every 5 days and gave you 7 innings. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sprout and McLean, they've I assume they played well in AAA.
Yeah, they're doing.
From what I've
Sprout
heard.
struggled for a little bit to start the year. He's bounced back. McLean's been on fire. Jonah Tong is going to be the best of all of them, but he's kind of still a year or two away.
Okay.
Like,
So,
I'd be happy if you call up Tong. I'd much rather him play in the minors this season, and then 2026 maybe we try to get him up there.
I think if you can bring up like a McLean or a Sprout, and like you can move Holmes Oki to like a bulk role, I think that
If
would
Holmes
be
could take on that Peterson role that Peterson did last year in the postseason, where like he could start but also gave you multiple innings out of the bullpen,
that'd be
that's what I think
nice.
a perfect role for him.
Yeah, that'd be good to see because like Holmes has kind of built on the ability to last more than a couple of innings, of course, because he used it as a reliever.
Yeah.
So you put him there as like you put an opening guy and you put him as
Well,
the
that's what we're
bulk
gonna
dude.
try with Frankie Montas on Saturday, I believe. If
Oh,
it's been floated out there, I don't know if we're gonna do it or not. But the thought is you start you start with an opener, and then you send Montas out there in the second or third inning, have him pitch 5 innings of bulk, and then you go from there. So kind of flipping how you use the bullpen. Instead of using it at the end of the game, use it at the beginning.
beginning of the game.
And then you
Yeah,
have
man.
Diaz for hopefully the 9th inning to close it out.
There you go. So yeah, we'll keep it at that. Obviously, we want to be too negative, of course, but of course we have to point out the obvious, and the Mets are are struggling.
The Mets are struggling. The Mets have been struggling since June. All right, there's no other way around it. They've been a bad baseball. They've been They've been an underperforming baseball team. It's a better way to put it.
And yet they're still 3.5 games back of the Phillies,
which is like why everyone should be like, all right, things are bad right now, but we're still right there, guys. If we get hot, we can be we're fine.
Yeah, we're still right there. So no need to hit the panic button too. Not quite yet.
The Mets are struggling, but like, there's not really a team in baseball that's kind of jumped out, right? Like the Brewers have the best record in baseball. They've kind of been the one consistent team, but the Tigers have struggled recently. The Dodgers have gone through multiple stretches, but they've lost 10 plus games. Phillies went on that big stretch right before the Mets kind of fell apart, where they were struggling, and kind of like the Mets were going to run away with it. Like, there is no team that like is so much better than everybody else right now. So that's why like the Mets still have a really good shot at this thing. They just need to work out whatever mental thing is going on right now that's just preventing them. Because that's what I think. At this point, I think a large part of it's mental.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what having a day off will help in regards to that.
Like, just travel out to Milwaukee, have a fun flight on the plane, maybe go out to a nice dinner in Milwaukee or something, and just kind of relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, I kind of hope that they do all that, enjoy themselves, and just do something fun to take their mind off the game, and then that way reset for tomorrow and go from there.
I have reached out to McDonald's and asked for to borrow Grimace. They have not responded.
Gosh dang it, dude. Maybe you guys need a different cartoon character for the rest of the year.
Well, we tried Pablo Sanchez, and he was good for 7 games, and now he's falling apart.
Backyard baseball.
We did it. We had an inflatable Pablo Sanchez. We won 7 games in a row. Like, we did it. We're on our way, and now we're here.
Things still up. They bring in the wheelchair guy, Kenny.
I like the wheelchair guy.
Yeah, the Kenny guy. I would know that guy, obviously. But anyways, that'll do it for our Mets segment here. As we move on to our final thing here, which is a good old pickle that we do. And yeah, let's see if we get this player. Actually, we haven't missed a guy, I think, ever, huh? We're 100%.
Yeah,
that's how good we are, baby. Whether it's you or me with my coming up with random dudes. But anyways, you're first as always, my guy.
We're gonna shake it up. Gavin Williams of the Guardians threw 8.
The first time we're not picking a Met. I'm surprised.
I changed all my backgrounds on my computer and phone. I'm just doing everything I can to change up the juju.
Okay, I like that. Actually, fun fact, that is why I do not have the Giants as my wallpaper. I can't do it. I get scared that it kind of gives the team bad luck.
Well, I got nothing else to post on wallpaper, so it's Citi Field right now.
Doesn't that still count as?
Right, but it used to be a Tom Seaver statue, so now it's City Field. So we're changing it up.
Maybe. I gotcha. All right. Well, Gavin, we got the right-hander part down. We got the Born USA. We got a starting pitcher.
So
they
we're
either play in
righty,
the
starter, or American.
yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Give me. I'll try to see if it's an NL Central guy. Give me Hunter Green. He's in there Central, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's not 26. Dang it. So Green is 26. I'm sorry. So he's maybe a little older. Give me Burns. How old is Burns? Chase Burns. He's Italian? What the fudge?
That must be like one of those military-born guys.
Yeah, true. Give me Mr. Ronsky's
Justin Steele.
Cool. I'll use that as my guess. Nice lefty. Dang it, never mind. I won't use that as my guess. Mr. Ronsky?
What's the he's Japanese, never mind.
Let me try Mr. Ronsky.
There you go.
All right, it's
wow.
Whoa, dang! Nice job, Nate. Okay. So
Paul Skeens,
bro. I'll be...
I tried trading for him last night in MLB The Show.
How'd that work out?
Not well. I didn't get him.
Dude, they demand a lot. I was the Dodgers for fun. Because I want to play with Ohtani and franchise.
I was building the Mets. I was a little upset after the game yesterday. I'm sorry. I paid good money. I went to the game to have a good time. I mean, they didn't get a hit for eight and a third innings.
How many drinks did you?
I had a responsible amount.
You had a good amount. Let's be honest.
Responsible. I didn't drive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, which is good, of course. But I tried to trade for him as the Dodgers. They asked for low-key. I think Shohei was the Shohei.
I was gonna say like what, Ohtani?
Shohei, Shohei had to be in there. I think maybe the second.
I did get Peter Romshore back as a Met. That was fun.
Why'd you get Shannon away again?
Javier Baez.
Oh. Hindsight's 2020, but I'm obviously
that one is tough because there's a lot more behind the scenes that people don't know about. That was a lot bigger trade at one point.
I do not know.
That was originally the Mets were going to get Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, and Trevor Williams, but when they learned that Jacob deGrom wasn't coming back, they said, "Well, there's no point of making this trade now. We'll just get Javier Baez and see what happens."
And did it work out?
No.
Okay. I don't know how these trades went. I didn't hear about this.
No, bad. We didn't make the playoffs. Javi left in free agency. Williams was good, but not worth Peter Armstrong.
There you go. So, what does your outfield look like in the show?
Oh, it's Nimmo, Soto, and Crow Armstrong.
That's the outfield right there. Crow Armstrong's. Forgive me for saying this, but for a white guy, he's fast as heck.
No, he's fast. Yeah, he's my leadoff hitter.
Man, love to see it. I'm playing as the Phillies now for fun. I like just hitting dingers with Schwarber and all that. Dude, he's on a tear. He's gonna be considered for MVP this year for sure. But that will do it for episode 26 of season 3 of the Third and 10 podcast. We appreciate you guys watching and listening up to this point. You can follow us on social media. As always, you can follow me at Nathan_124. You can follow Brian at BrianPG1016. And you can follow our podcast page on Twitter and Instagram at Third and 10 Pod and our TikTok page at Third and 10 Podcast. We appreciate the support, especially on TikTok. The views, the likes, comments, all that stuff has been on the rise. So we appreciate you guys for that as well. Shout out to our sponsor, SeatGeek. Use code BellyUp Sports for $20 off your first purchase. And you can find mine, Brian's, and all of our other amazing writers and podcasts at Belly Up Sports.
Notre Dame coverage starting Sunday, I'm hoping. Sunday will be the first Notre Dame article.
Yes, I look forward to seeing them, dude. I miss reading those articles,
burning questions for the Irish going into the season. Depending on when I get home from the wedding. We'll see.
Oh, wedding this weekend.
Yes, wedding. That's why I won't be watching the game at home.
Well, I hope you enjoy yourself and have fun, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
For Notre Dame, they start the season at Hard Rock, and hopefully, if all goes well, they end the season.
Hopefully, I might be going down that game. we'll see. It's checking prices. I found lodging, so we'll see what the plane and game tickets are.
Okay, SeatGeek, Bev Sports. That
I
might
will
be the way
definitely
to
be using SeatGeek.
will be the way to go, my friend. But for Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much again for your support, and thank you for watching this point. Enjoy the preseason. Shout out to our boys. The Giants play on Saturday. Please stay healthy and get a dub. Well, yeah, we'll talk about a lot more about that on Tuesday as the AFC West as well. They're up next in our division preview series when we are back on Tuesday. We'll see you guys then. We hope you have a good one. Bye.